Hi there. So today we're going to be talking about problems and how they can be hidden as disguised as a real valuable event. And specifically, I like to call it suffering. And recently, I was invested some time in learning and educating myself and reading David Goggins' book and looking at some of his podcasts. And his book is Can't Hurt Me, and I really liked it. And it really helped me out on an adventure. I was trying to break a personal best record marathon time, and I succeeded. And I think a lot of it was to do with some of his ideas. But one specific thing that he did was he talks about suffering, and he talks about his childhood, and he suffered. I mean, he had a very abusive father, he physically and mentally and emotionally, and so he talks about suffering, and if you think about anything you've done major in your life, like a major success, it's because you suffered through that process, through a process that got you to a place where you could succeed and elevate yourself and have this, next level type of, euphoric experience of success. He talks about how he ran 100 miles and nearly died in the process and broke bones in his feet and had all these things happen to him. But in the end, he succeeded, and his wife was going to rush him to the hospital, and he said, no, I want to enjoy this pain because I want to remember it, because I want to know what it felt like to suffer through this event and have this amazing feeling of accomplishment. And so I was talking to a friend, she's actually a relatively new friend, and she was telling me that she's really been enduring some real problems, and, in personal and in her business. I mean, I think she had a couple of lawsuits that were coming her way, and she had a business launch that failed, and personally she's having some personal struggles. She had been in an accident recently that was causing her some real problems. And so, and I listened to her as she, divested all these details, and I thought, wow, you're getting a heavy dose of suffering, and that doesn't come that often. You can have a major life event maybe every 2 or 3 years, or a major business event that's really a setback, or like it catches you at a left field, and those are really painful, and those you can use to really put yourself ahead and learn from, and then progress. Mature yourself into this next stage. But major life events only come maybe once every decade, or sometimes just once in a lifetime, where you get like a really big event that is a major problem. And those are really the opportunities, the successful, overcoming those things. I can remember when this business nearly failed back in 2001, and our backs were up against the wall, and there was literally no time to spare. We were 30 days from out of cash, and my parents were discussing, shutting the organization, shutting the doors, locking the door, and calling it a day. And the business at that point was, 20 years old, and so, what were we going to do? And so when our backs were against the wall, we had to come out of it. We had to succeed. We did. We prevailed, and the lessons I learned then, when the 2008, 2009 economic crash happened, I was just like, this is nothing. I've already been through worse, and so I didn't make any knee-jerk reactions, and it really, we grew through that time. Fortunately, we found some good strategies that really worked, and we implemented those ideas. There was some, government grants that were offered that we found out about and leveraged, and really helped some companies with that, and it helped carry us through that time. So whenever you find yourself suffering, instead of woe is me and oh, I can't believe this is happening to me, know that it's a opportunity, and the opportunity is to catapult yourself to this next level and to push yourself forward and to become a better, person or leader or business owner or salesperson or whatever it is that you do. And it can be actually a euphoric experience. And just think about those moments in your life where you had these major accomplishments and these great feats that you had overcome. They all came from suffering, and so I love when opportunities come along. I might be a little cynical. People say you're crazy. I'm looking forward to the next economy downfall, the economic downfall. People say the economy's bad. Well, it's bad for everyone. So it really pushes us to try harder and to create things and to be innovative. And in some cases, it frees our time up because, maybe we've lost business or lost things that have created this open space for something that maybe we had been pondering or thinking, and now we have to do it. By human nature, we don't do things that don't seem to be bothering us. Like let's say like a cosmic event where an asteroid would hit the Earth or something. Like, that's possible and that could happen, but there's almost no effort to fixing it until it happens, until there's some sort of a justification. And so hopefully if something did happen, it wouldn't be dramatic, but if we could be proactive and be trying to nudge things out of our, path of harm, an asteroid or something that's out there, or have a plan or a strategic, this is what we'll do if we can see this coming, then we would know it. But because there hasn't been any suffering, there wasn't like a major catastrophic event, there was no suffering, there was no forcing our, our human race to find these answers. So I don't know how to make us go through it, but if you can kind of reverse engineer like an event that forces you to do something that's painful, and it's something painful to overcome, if you can kind of replicate that, wow, what a great experience or a strategy or an unfair advantage to the competition that would be. So anyways, it's just a thought. It's just sort of resonating with me. Running my marathon and all the trainings, there was so many times during the trainings where I was just beat. I mean, to the point where I was hallucinating. I was so dehydrated, like I thought I was urinating blood almost. It was so bad afterwards. And, but I was like, well, I still got through it. And so now running 25 miles isn't as hard as running 20 isn't seem as daunting because I just got through 23 or 24 miles this past weekend. At this pace, at this specific pace. And so I was always trying to incrementally beat my week before, what I did. And I did accomplish my goal. I did beat my personal best. I wished I had done better. I felt like I could do better, and so I'm already ready to do it again another time. So hope that helped. Hope you have a great day. And remember, if you're suffering, there's some euphoric great experience coming after. Just embrace it. Take care. Want more tips and content like this? If so, then go get a copy of my special report, Surviving the Digital Revolution, at ebook.sklartechnology.com, or watch my latest webcast at webcast.sklartech.com. When you sign up for both of these resources, you'll find all the tips and secrets we've used to help many businesses destroy the competition and thrive in the digital revolution.